explore the life and work of Fred Stein, a German-born photographer celebrated for his evocative portraits and pioneering street photography. Stein experienced some of the most significant upheavals of the 20th century. He fled Nazi Germany, mingled with artistic luminaries like Chagall and Brecht in Paris, and engaged in thought-provoking debates with Einstein in New York. A scholar, a refugee, and an idealist above all, Fred Stein was a photographer. As an early adopter of handheld street photography in 1930s France and 1940s New York, his images are marked by sophistication, beauty, and emotional depth. His portraits capture some of the most influential figures of the mid-20th century, including Albert Einstein. At his core, Stein was a humanist, dedicated to truth and honoring the dignity of his subjects, whether celebrated or unknown. His photography reveals intimate and candid moments from the cities he called home, portraying the essence of their inhabitants. In doing so, he offers us not just a view into history, but also a personal glimpse into his own vision and humanity. Fred Stein was also a pioneer of modern photography. By leveraging the then-new 35mm handheld camera, he redefined both street and portrait photography. His interactions with other iconic artists and thinkers, such as Robert Capa, Henri Cartier-Bresson, Philippe Halsman, and André Malraux, further shaped his innovative approach. Today, his work stands as a vital chapter in the history of photography, reflecting his unique perspective and technical mastery. Join us as we explore the artistic legacy of Fred Stein and celebrate his enduring impact on photography. My Book Through the Lens. Inspiring quotes from master photographers is now available for purchase. This book is a captivating and inspiring collection of insights, reflections, and wisdom from some of the most renowned photographers in history. Get your copy now. The link to purchase it on Amazon is available below in the description box. Fred Stein was born on July 3, 1909, in Dresden, Germany. His father, Dr. Leopold Stein, was the rabbi of Dresden's conservative Jewish community. He died when Fred was 6 years old, and his mother, Eva Wilhelm Stein, became a religious teacher. As a teenager, Fred developed a deep interest in politics and became an early anti-Nazi activist. He was a brilliant student and enrolled at Leipzig University, inspired by humanist ideals, to study law. He earned his law degree in an impressively short time, but was denied admission to the German bar by the Nazi government for racial and political reasons. As the threat of fascism grew increasingly dangerous, the SS began making inquiries about him. Fearing for his safety, Stein fled to Paris in 1933 with his new wife, Lieselotte Salzburg, under the pretext of taking a honeymoon. Paris in the 1930s was a vibrant hub of art and culture. Émigrés from across Europe were drawn to the city, influenced by the burgeoning modernism movement. Stein and his wife, Lilo, became part of a circle of expatriate artists, socialists, and philosophers. They spent their time in cafes, engaging in long discussions. The Steins were among the fortunate few to have an apartment, where they sheltered refugees and hosted large meals for their friends. Robert Capa's companion, Gerda Taro, lived with them for a time, and Willy Brandt, who would later become Germany's chancellor in 1969, was a frequent visitor. Unable to work as a lawyer, Stein turned to photography, using a Leica camera he and his wife had given each other as a wedding gift. He began exploring the streets of Paris, observing and learning. Photography quickly became his passion. He shot daily and studied photography books at night. He saw beauty and hope where others saw despair, and he began photographing some of Europe's most notable figures. When Germany declared war on France in 1939, Stein was interned in a camp for enemy aliens near Paris. He managed to escape and, after a perilous journey through the countryside, reunited with his wife and their baby daughter in Marseille. There, they secured visas with the help of the International Rescue Committee. On May 7, 1941, the family boarded the SS Winnipeg, one of the last ships to leave France. They carried only their Leica camera and a few negatives. New York, their destination, was a vibrant cultural center. Stein embraced the opportunity, photographing writers, artists, scientists, politicians, and philosophers whose work he had long admired. His extensive knowledge allowed him to engage his subjects in meaningful conversations during portrait sessions. Stein remained fascinated by humanity, documenting life on the streets of New York from Fifth Avenue to Harlem. He worked unobtrusively and quickly, valuing spontaneity and capturing moments that revealed his subject's essence. He preferred natural or minimal lighting, avoided elaborate setups, and refrained from retouching or manipulating his negatives. A strong advocate for social equality, Stein became a member of the Photo League. In the 1950s, he transitioned from street photography to portraiture, focusing on intellectual depth. He photographed notable figures like Albert Einstein and Georgia O'Keeffe, often preparing by studying their work to create engaging conversations during sessions. Other renowned portraits included Hannah Arendt, Marc Chagall, and Norman Mailer. Stein's portraits and reportage were published in newspapers, magazines, and books worldwide. He held numerous solo exhibitions, gave frequent lectures, and published several books. Fred Stein passed away in New York City on September 27, 1967, at the age of 58. His photographic archive is preserved by his son, cinematographer Peter Stein. Fred Stein's life was a testament to resilience, creativity, and the power of the human spirit. Born into a world that sought to limit him, he refused to be confined by the barriers placed before him. When the Nazi regime denied him the right to practice law, he turned to a seemingly simple object, a Leica camera, purchased as a wedding gift. That camera became his ticket to freedom, his voice, and ultimately, his legacy. In the streets of Paris and later New York, Stein captured life in its purest form. His lens became a window into the soul of the cities he called home. Whether it was the bustling avenues of Manhattan or the quiet corners of Montmartre, he saw beauty, humanity, and stories waiting to be told. With every frame, he bridged the gap between art and reportage, giving us images that resonate far beyond their time. His portraits remain among the most profound of his era. To Fred, taking someone's photograph was not just about pressing a shutter, it was about connection. He believed that through conversation and understanding, he could reveal the essence of his subjects. This approach led to some of the most iconic portraits of the 20th century, including his unforgettable image of Albert Einstein. Given just 10 minutes for the session, Stein's deep conversation with Einstein extended their time together to 2 hours, resulting in a photograph that captures both the intellect and humanity of the legendary physicist. Fred Stein wasn't seeking fame. He sought meaning. His art was a reflection of his compassion for people, his sharp intellect, and his profound understanding of the world around him. From street scenes teeming with life to tender portraits of exiles, Stein's photographs are filled with empathy and a quiet yet powerful social consciousness. Tragically, he passed away at just 58 years old, leaving behind an extraordinary body of work that remained underappreciated during his lifetime. Yet his images endure as a bridge to the past, reminding us of the humanity that connects us all. They speak of resilience in the face of adversity, the importance of compassion, and the beauty found in the everyday moments we often overlook. Fred Stein's story reminds us that art is not about recognition, it's about truth. It's about capturing the fleeting, the fragile, and the profound, and in doing so, leaving a mark on the world. His work, rediscovered by future generations, is a testament to the enduring power of seeing, not just with our eyes, but with our hearts. As you look at his images, may they inspire you to pause, to connect, and to find beauty in the ordinary. Because like Stein, we all have the power to see the world not just as it is, but as it could be, filled with hope, humanity, and meaning.